All right, welcome back. Well, about 1 in 5 Milwaukee residents, they don't own a vehicle. So finding a job, transportation to a job is critically important. But for some, that lies just beyond the reach of public transportation. Well, one new program here in Milwaukee is looking to bridge that gap, connecting residents to job opportunities in Menomonee Falls and Butler. Every weekday on the corner of 52nd and Capitol, Richard Ellis waits for his ride to work.
So I'm just going to put my destination in.
Richard just moved to Milwaukee from Chicago about a month ago, and he says initially he was a little concerned about getting to his new job in Butler.
I just received an offer letter from Cargill, and I was inquiring about a ride to work since Butler is out of the bus range.
Now Richard doesn't have to worry about a ride since he started using FlexRide, a new program that launched in Milwaukee about a few months ago, connecting residents to job opportunities in Menomonee Falls and Butler.
Menomonee Falls and Butler were previously served by some bus routes, and those were temporarily funded, and when the funding ran out, the bus routes went away. We're trying to fill that. We know that serving some of these areas with a bus is inefficient, and so that's why we have a more flexible service that we're trying to pilot out.
The pilot program is backed by a $1 million grant from the National Science Foundation, with the Southeastern Regional Planning Commission and UW-Milwaukee conducting research into how different modes of transportation can create new employment opportunities.
That's one of the things that through the research we're going to be investigating, how many people do take advantage of the system, and do they ultimately have a better experience for transportation because of it.
For Richard, the bus service stops about a mile before his job at Cargill Meat Solutions. But through FlexRide, he's dropped off right at the front door. It's essentially very similar to an Uber or Lyft, but with a lower cost. Residents can get picked up at the corner of any of these zones. A ride to Zone 1 is free, and Zone 2 costs $1.50 per one way.
FlexRide is very helpful for the people because you can get ride anytime.
The goal is to connect people with new opportunities, and for Richard, it did just that.
Without FlexRide, I wouldn't have been able to access the job. If I didn't access the job, I wouldn't get a check. I wouldn't be able to buy a new car.
He accredits FlexRide as a reason why he was able to save up money and recently purchase a new vehicle.
Give him some credit. He's on time. Good man.
All right, and congratulations to Richard on purchasing his new vehicle. Now, the study runs until November, and based on the findings, they'll decide whether or not flexible transportation is a viable option. If it is, they're also looking to expand it to other areas. Now, FlexRide is trying to get their ridership up. Right now, they have about 30 riders that use the app. They're looking to get that up to 150 riders. Now, you do have to apply it to see if you are eligible to use that app. We have that information listed on our website at tmj4.com. Back to you in the studio.